Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my people, depending on your location. Ndị be anyị ekenekwa m unu. Join me. Today is another wonderful day. It is beautiful in our eyes, and we must be glad in it. My people, join me so that we will continue to talk about Biafra. Biafra is our religion. Join me, my people. Before I continue, I have to say little thanks to God, as usual. Almighty Father, I am here today again to give you thanks before the whole world. We are grateful to you. We can't be asking every time without giving to you back. Father Lord, I commit my leader into your holy hands, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everything that touches and concerns him is left in your holy hands. I also commit my Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, into your holy hands, and the entire Biafrans, both those who are at home and those who are abroad. All this and more I pray, O Lord, in Jesus' holy name. Thank you, Father. Thank you. My people, join me. Let us continue. Join me wherever you are watching from. Even if you are at work, you can use your smartphone. Join and let us deliberate on our religion, Biafra. We will not stop until Biafra is declared. Join me, my people, join me. Join me so that we will continue where we stopped. Today, I am going to start with one topical issue, the Ambazonian and Biafran Alliance. My people, join me so that we will continue together. It is always enjoyable when we do it together, because we are all in this together, my people. Join me and don't be shy. You know, yesterday, 19th of December year 2023 was the end of sit at home, and I thank my people. I thank all of you back home. You are the reason we are doing this. We must do that, in reverence to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bụ isi afụrụ kwaba okpu na this Biafra agitation. We can never forget him. Never, ever. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is Biafra, and Biafra is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nwoke niile ma nwanyị niile ndị na-observe sit at home, I be very grateful to you people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bụ onye ndu anyị, Ọhamadike one. We can never forget him. Anyị jebe ejebe, anyị na-akpọ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Anyị naba anaba, anyị na-akpọ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our great leader. Ịfụnanya Mazi Nnamdi Kanu nwere ebe anyị nọ ka o ji wee nọdụ ebe ọ nọ today. Ọ nọrọ ebe anwa na o jee school ma ọ na o jee holiday. No. Ọ nọrọkwa na ebe anwa with anybody ka sị na onwe onye ya na ya na-ekwu okwu. O nwero. Kịta anụnwa onye ọbụla na-agbakiri anyị ka agba Christmas. Mana anyanwa o nwero nke ọ na-agba. Ọ gbago Christmas ebe afọ now going to 2 years and 6 months. Just alone. We don't know what he is going through. We don't know how he is sitting there. There's this jingle I used to play, those little children. You know, WhatsApp created one kind of system now. If you save anything in your WhatsApp, before you know it, it will disappear. I have been searching for those children, but I can't find it where I saved it. Those children, whenever I play them, goose pimple comes all over my body. They were crying, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for us. Release Onyendu for us. We don't know how he is faring. We don't know what is happening to him. You all know that he is still at the DSS dungeon. He's not in prison, common prison where you will find other people to talk to. And these are one of the reasons why our Prime Minister blocked his legal team. One of them I showed yesterday was lamenting that Simon blocked all of them. Our Prime Minister is not happy because the way they're handling our leader's case is like a child's play. It's like a child's play. They are not taking it serious. Whenever High Court or Supreme Court says anything, they will just turn back and come out and be telling you, oh, we are happy with the ruling. How can you be happy with a ruling that does not favor your client? You know? So Onyendu is very dear to our heart. This Christmas, where are the onye tosili where that much? Because Onyendu ayadigo freed since October. A detained lawyer there illegally. And Obrono on a prison where he can even interact with other people. They kept him in dungeon where they torture and suffer people. So when Maxwell, one of the legal team members, was saying in his video yesterday, Simon does not want to listen to us. In fact, he has blocked all the lawyers. He has to block them because they are not doing anything. It's not as if it is only one person. They are up to 6 or 7 barristers defending one man, and you people cannot show anything for it for over 2 years, going backward and forward without making any impact. Why are you professionals? When a judge says something, it does not preclude your challenge. That judge has said something means you have to challenge it for the defense of your client, for his release. But each time they say anything, it's like all of them, they work in tandem with one man's decision. You know? So our Prime Minister blocking them is very, very reasonable. Is reasonable enough. You know? There is no how we can just be playing a deaf ear game towards Onyendu's detention there. That's why those children say, Anya maro kan Onyendu anyị si nodu. You don't know whether these things they are trying to tell our Prime Minister, whether Onyendu has gone on his head for him to say anything he will say, or he must have told them. And anything Onyendu tells them to the contrary, that means they are not telling Onyendu the truth of what is going on. So Onyendu should be the topical issue every day when we are making our broadcast. He is our leader and continues to be so. He is our leader. So another thing I want to touch on is the advice that our Prime Minister gave on everyone. I will read it out. I found this in his Twitter handle. He advised when he came to Twitter's space. He said, those telling you to come back for Christmas are kidnappers. They are out of cash and their only hope is to kidnap you for ransom during Christmas. You people know that this time around, there has been a lot of kidnapping cases, and those who are coming from abroad, they are always their prime target. Oh yeah, Melo, our Prime Minister GC, no nwere ife anyị na-anala ụlọ irush jeme until Biafra abịa. This year 2004 na-abịanụ, ọma agafe anyị inweta Biafra, anyị declare ya ọbụla a nation. Onye ọbụla should endeavor ijisi ike nwee little sacrifice ị na-eme. So I continue reading what our Prime Minister wrote here. He said, the Biafra government has warned all Biafrans in diaspora to remain where they are during this Christmas for security reasons. Send your ticket money to your families back home. They need the money more than you, risking your life going to Islamic State of Nigeria for Christmas. The Nigeria terrorist army will be hunting for Biafrans returnees. So nke okwulu ebe a nụnwa, o nwere ife okwu ebe a bụrụ eziokwu. Onye na-anụ ụlọ Christmas, kedu obi aṅụrị ka ife na-analụ from abroad, and you will realize that when you get to Lagos, the ego ticket iji si abroad wee nata Nigeria ga-abụkwa the same thing ị ga-eji wee gbaa local flight, so that ka ị avoid the long road journey. Ọkazi onye afọ mma na ọnọ send the alụmdi befa the money to avoid being the target at this time. I continue. He said, the Nigeria terrorist police will also be hunting for Biafra returnees. All the Nigeria terrorist forces will be hunting for the Biafrans that will return home and possibly buy some of them. Unu nwa m ife kpai minu no igbu mmadụ, maka na Facebook na YouTube ada achọ ka ị na-ekwu dị ife a. The next minute they wait to your studio si na iji na-preach hate. So onye ọbụla ghọta oge I use that word kpai, it means igbu mmadụ. So I'll continue. See, the IPOB Nigeria criminals will be ready to kidnap you, since that has been their business. Staying in diaspora will help the Biafra Liberation Army and other Biafra forces to tackle security challenges better, as they will be less distracted. So una ghọta gị ife okwulu ebe a. Iji summarize ife niile okwu, ọ na-asị na ọ ka mma na onye bi abroad na-achọ ije ụlọ this Christmas, na ọ kala onye afọ mma na o send ego to ndị befa than ịgbakili ani ka o jee go ticket naba jee were onwe mee expose, because fa na ama ndị si esi wee bata. Ịmana ka ife si wee dị n'obodo anyị kịta, agụụ dị too much, agụụ erika. So gị nwa bụ onye si obodo oyibo nata lukucha fresh, ọ bụrụgodu trainers na jeans ka iyi, you will definitely look different. You will appear differently before many people. You will be spotted. So it's better you withdraw your intention to go home. Cancel it. Stay in your location. Send them money back home. They will appreciate it. So my people, I hope we will adhere to that very wonderful advice. In a situation like what we are, where we are now, where we found ourselves, there's bound to be huge sacrifice to be made. A ga-enwenata sacrifice onye ọbụla ga-emake. So my people, onye ọbụla dị very vigilant and very careful this Christmas to avoid anything happening to you. So the next voice you people will hear now is the voice of the Ambazonian Prime Minister.
Two functional seaports, strong economy, vibrant civil society, intellectuals who could articulate the dreams of our people without psychological torture.
By way of introduction, yesterday, 19th of December, year 2023, there was Ambazonia-Nigeria Alliance broadcast. So Ambazonia is another country close to Biafra land. And we have been in alliance with them before Onyendu was kidnapped. And now that Onyendu is not still out, they are strengthening their alliance with us to tell us that they are empathizing and sympathizing with our situation. Fa na-echeta anyị as ụmụnne fa. Anyị niile bụ Africans, West Africans. And a na-emegbu ndị Ambazonia emegbu na Cameroon, etu esi emegbu ndị Biafra na Nigeria. So his visit yesterday to Biafra is just another way of strengthening our relationship with them. So Dr. Chio Ayeba is the one standing in for their leader, because their leader was captured in Nigeria in year 2016 when Buhari was ruling Nigeria. And wickedly, he returned this man to Cameroon, where he was running away from, to show you that Nigeria is despicable. Somebody ran to your country for refuge. You arrested him, put him in prison, contacted the Cameroonian authorities that asked you to extradite this man, and you illegally send this man away. We have what is called refugee. When a refugee runs to your country, you will be the worst person to return him to that country where he's running away from. So Dr. Chio Ayeba is the one standing in for that, their leader, the way our Prime Minister is standing in for Onyendu. So my people, this is the thing. The two of them, the two leaders of their country now met yesterday, and I am playing for you what he said in his speech, because as your guest, you are the host. You have to allow your guest to make his opening speech. So let me play it. I wish and I hope it will be audible enough for you to hear. But whatever you don't hear, I will repeat it.
You need another example in comparison to determine why this alliance is important. Just a whisper from Ambazonian students for an educational system that reflects a socio-economic and political reality. They are murdered. Just simple demonstrations for the right to freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. People are kidnapped, renditioned, incarcerated, under inhuman and degrading conditions. The airports became runways for military jets that brought in ammunition for villages to be burnt. The seaports that existed were shut down for seaports within Cameroon. Ambazonian economy totally collapsed. Educational system asphyxiated. Lawyers and teachers harassed, tortured, kidnapped, and hunted like game.
You see what the Ambazonian leader is saying? He is reporting how the military in Cameroon is using the airport to bring in weapons to kill their people, torture the teachers, torture the doctors, collapsing their economy, burning the villages. So this will show you that the Nigerian method and Cameroonian method is the same. They work hand in hand with each other to ensure that these nations wanting to live do not succeed. But we must remain strong. So he's telling us what their people are going through. And that is exactly what is happening in Nigeria. Those who are trapped in Nigeria, the Oduduwans, the Biafrans, who wanted to live but are not allowed to do so peacefully, because everybody understands and know that Onyendu was asking for referendum from the onset. Even till now, we are still open to that referendum, but they are not willing to oblige anyone their wish to live. So that's what he is saying here, what they suffer in Ambazonia in the hands of Cameroon.
This is the price we pay as Ambazonians under Cameroon's occupation. Thousands and thousands of our people live in squalor without hope. The only hope is the exit. On the other hand, thousands of Biafrans live in our homeland. They've established businesses, they've created opportunities for Ambazonians, they've reinvested the profit they have made in Ambazonia, building homes, expanding their businesses, creating a vibrant trade route between Kudu and Oya. This has benefited our people immensely.
My apologies.
Intermarriages between Biafrans and Ambazonians. The Biafrans who live in our homeland live with us. There is no hierarchy.
He is saying that Ambazonians accepted Biafrans who are living in their homes, trading and doing businesses, and that some Biafrans are married to Ambazonian to strengthen our relationship with them, that they have been accommodated and that they will continue to do that.
You compare with Cameroonians who've hijacked a city like Victoria, the only refinery that exists, they've hijacked it, they live in exclusive quarters, they use deals and S-deals to acquire our lands, disenfranchise our people, then bring in the gendarmes, the thugs called the bees, to murder our people. You still want to know why this alliance is important? It is important because in our weakest moment, Biafra has hosted hundreds of thousands of our people. Our refugees have found.
He's saying that in turn, that there are Ambazonians in Biafra land and that Biafrans accommodate them and that he is grateful for that. So it's like a vice versa kind of transaction. Our people go to their place to do business. You know that they said this common saying that any country or any place you come without seeing an Igbo man, that you should know that that country or that place is not a good place. So our people, they like to travel to trade and do businesses. So our people are in their homes doing businesses, having children, marrying, intermarrying Ambazonians, and in turn, their own people are in Biafra land. That's what he's explaining.
Place to call home. Thousands of our people have taken refuge in Biafra land. If you need to know why this alliance is important, it cuts across beyond Ambazonia and Biafra. We are setting an example for the continent that the archaic configuration designed in Berlin with artificial borders imposed will be dismantled to ensure that nations are able to emerge, establish political institutions over their nations that ensure that their resources are exploited for the benefit of their people.
So he is saying that this alliance is to create awareness to the continent that we need to dismantle all the boundaries to allow free movement. You know, some time ago when all these francophone countries, the military were taking over, there was this Kenyan minister who said that in Europe they don't have boundaries, they don't have borders, which is true because I myself, traveling from here to Belgium, there's no border. From Belgium to Holland, we were traveling, there was no border. These people, they are just caging us. They are caging us. They are not letting us live happily and freely like they are living. So that's what he is saying here, that the boundaries they have between Biafra and Ambazonia will be dismantled so that there will be free movement and free communication. And it is going to set example to the continent, which is African continent. So it is advisable and practicable that the way the Europeans who pretend to be our friends, the way they live, we should copy them and give our people long life. Because sometimes you see that people are dying young because of stress. When you have this border, you know, you have soldiers there, you have police there, they will be giving business people trouble and hassle. Some people will be discouraged. When they think of the stress they go through, they will just stop. But if there is no such border existing between the common countries in Africa, everything will be free. There will be free movement, free trade, free communication. That's what they practice in Europe. There's no border anywhere. They don't have it.
That will build a vibrant civil society, create opportunities, harness the intelligence of our people for the benefit of our people and beyond. And that presidents and rulers will not rise to power through corrupt elections, through the support of corporations that exploit our resources, create environmental degradation, to the advantage of foreign corporations, to the advantage of distant citizens, when you cannot, within Biafra, find a hospital, where you can have medical care free of charge, or you cannot have an exemplary educational institution that educate the Biafran and the Ambazonians to prepare them for the freedom, that we live like pigs, we live like animals, we live like we are in a concentration camps, lorded over by invaders who've used our resources to arm themselves to the teeth to murder.
What he is saying is exactly what Biafra stands for. He is talking about the way our people are left to be living in squalor, like pigs, like people living in concentration camps. Nobody cares for them. No good hospitals where our people will go and have free medication and free medical treatments. Whereas the government will be concentrating on buying weapons to buy people instead of building hospitals in all the communities for the people, because it will shock anybody in Europe to hear that in Africa all their presidents go abroad for treatment. You can never find that in any of these countries. You can never find a German president coming to UK for treatment, or a UK prime minister traveling to America for treatment, or American president coming to France for medical treatment. It cannot happen. But this is what we see. They build what is called council flat for their people to live in good comfort. But in Africa, in Nigeria in particular, you see people living in a very, I don't know how to describe it, like pig's hut. That's where people live in. Even all these shops, when they are doing sit at home, some people will go and video it and be showing you that the markets are empty. When you see these market stores, you will be throwing up. So this is what Dr. Cho Ayeba is saying of Ambazonian, that when Biafra and Ambazonia gains their independence, that it will not remain so, that everywhere will be properly built and our people will be happy, have good hospitals, have good schools, so that our children will be properly educated in a very good environment. This is one of his opening speeches.
Murder our people and then go around, kidnap leaders, rendition them, lock them up. They expect us to continue to sing Kumbaya. We will buy rifles, we will arm ourselves, and we will build a strong force within the continent that will put an end to the tyranny of a minority supported by Western superpowers. This alliance is important for me as the leader of the Ambazonian people. And I know that it is important for the Biafran people. I know both nations have been stigmatized. We have been attacked as Biafrans, like people without dignity. The Biafrans have been derided, their integrity attacked. If you look at their contribution to the GDP of Nigeria, you would expect Nigeria to reciprocate with respect and development. I know we will continue to do great things. We will build the longest highway from Enugu to Boya. We would ensure that you can live in Enugu and work in Boya. We will make sure that in both nations, if you live in Ambazonia and you cross into Biafra, you can have free medical care. And that when you raise your passport as an Ambazonian or a Biafran, you are given a military salute, not only for the sacrifices that we make to establish these both countries, but to undermine the tyranny that has deprived millions of people within our continent from pursuing life in freedom and liberty.
So, in summary to what he is saying or what he has said, he is saying that when Biafra comes, that, Biafra and Ambazonia, this military and economic alliance, they will build a free highway where Ambazonians can drive into Biafra land, and Biafra land, vice versa, will be driving into Ambazonia without any stress. He is also mentioning the fact that in both nations right now, it is only a minority ruling heads, putting the majority indigenous people into a very chaos condition and situations. We are not free in the hands of these rulers who are doing nothing but to do the bidding of their foreign masters. So he is just pouring out his mind, So now you will hear the voice of our Prime Minister.
Important for me, we have to acquire our lands when you cannot. The role of the British in this particular subjugation that Biafra found themselves today within Nigeria. From the 1914 amalgamation, we were not informed about the type of company that later become a country known as Nigeria. Those who agitated for Nigeria to become a Nigeria as we see today were not murdered, they were not imprisoned, they were not killed because of one single reason: the economic interest of the United Kingdom. They made sure that they design Nigeria in a way that it powers and empowers their economic interests.
Good morning, Emenike. How are you?
Those who agitated for the freedom of Nigeria, for the independence of Nigeria, were all welcome, even in London. They served them tea, they served them dinner, they embraced them,
you.
And they called them heroes. 60 years later, we see no progress. All we see is debt upon debt. All we see is backwardness. All we see is eradication of innovation and supporting Sunai. Those who say that innovation are evil or innovation is evil, they hijacked the power as designed by the United Kingdom. After this, the country that was forcefully joined together and called it secular state has become Islamic nation by the same British. I want everyone to understand that it is time we are now pushed to the wall and we are pushing back. The same Britain arrested, prosecuted those who attempted to kidnap somebody called Umaru Diko. The late Buhari was then the military head of state of Nigeria by force through a coup. He sent people to United Kingdom to kidnap and rendition somebody called Umaru Diko. Those who tried to kidnap him succeeded in kidnapping him, but they did not succeed in renditioning him back to Nigeria. So it was an attempted kidnap and rendition to Nigeria. Those people who committed the crime of attempting to rendition somebody to Nigeria were all arrested and sentenced to prison. United Kingdom. Today, after over 30 years, Umaru case repeating in more troublesome, disheartening, and the most unacceptable way. And the British turned their eyes on Umaru II. And I want you to understand, it is not because Ambazonian was kidnapped from Kenya. No. Could have been anywhere. The reason was because his name is Nnamdi. His name is not Umaru or Diko. That is the only reason why he is still being in dungeon, detained today, and Britain is enjoying it because his name is Nnamdi, not Muhammad, not Umaru, not Diko. Otherwise, tell me, Umaru Diko was not a British citizen. He did not come to the United Kingdom with British passport, but he was protected when attempted kidnapping. Those who tried to kidnap him was arrested and sentenced to prison. Till today.
Ndị be anyị unu amago na ife the Ambazonian oge ọ na-ekwu okwu na his voice dị very low, so I was interpreting it. Mana the voice of our prime minister dị audible enough. Onye ọbụla na-anụ ife ọ na-ekwu. Ndị nwe obodo a ebe m bi fa bụ ndị aghụghọ. Achọrọ m isu ya n'ọnụ oyibo. Fa bụ ndị aghụghọ. Ife fa na-eme n'obodo anyị ọ bụrụ ife a na-ekwu ekwu. Unu mana Fulani enwere ụbụrụ. Yes, our prime minister, he makes a lot of sense, and I mean, if I'm a before, but he's only pointing at it critically. Ndị obodo a unu ma na before Fabiaba anyị na ududu wa n'onwe fa na-eme koko wee na-eme their economy. Ndị be anyị na-akọ ọrụ ugbo na-azụ afịa. Papa Ojukwu na-ele mmanụ, ya mmanụ nkwụ, red oil, na-ebuye na-eje ebe a na-akpọ Panya, which is Cameroon, nwee ezigbo ego nke bụ na o nwee Rolls Royce that time. Maka ọda Rolls Royce ka eji wee bugharịa Queen oge ọ bịa Nigeria na 1960 for the independence. Then ndị Ariwa na-eme onions na groundnut ka fa dị nnọọ ike fa na-akọ that time. Ndị ọbụla nọdụla onwe fa. It took them time iji wee kweta join ka enwee this one Nigeria. Zik persuade Katalo Amadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa. You know? So, kita ife fa na ndị Fulani melagri bụ na fa ga na-protect their interest. Fasino anyị nwa bụ ndị South na-akọ nni, nwee everything, ga na-fund everything going on in that contraption. Mana unu mana ndị obodo a na aghụghọ dị fa n'isi erika. Fa batara na in a place ife fa ga na-achọ bụ the weakest link onye fa ga na-use against ndị nke fa filu nọ ndị ma ife. Fa mana ndị ofe mmanụ na-agụ akwụkwọ, ndị be anyị na-agụkwa na-azụ afịa, nwee ezigbo ego. So ndị nke afafula as their baby bụ the weak, in fact the weakest link. Ndị Fulani fa welufa wee mee pilo. Ife niile fa na-eme n'obodo anyị all Fanandi Fulani. That's why we nuji we will that certificate we panye Tafawa Balewa n'aka. Fane claim ziba ndị bịara abịa. Kee ka Umaru Diko gasi onwero British passport, nothing. E protect ya interest ya. Ọkwa idi agbo na-ebunata Umaru Diko ka Umaru Diko bịaza query maka ife ome oge ọ na-achị ya na Shagari. Ndị obodo a wee zochie ya. Ground or aircraft ndị be na Stansted Airport ebe a kesi wee bunata Umaru Diko. Mana nwanne anyị nwoke bụ onye befa fa gbachi nkịtị. Fa gbachie nkịtị na pretend ka ọ na fa mara ife na-eme. Ọkwefu ndị obodo a ọfa na-emebi the whole world. Ọsọkwa fafa je mee voice over wee malife na-ekwu n'onu oyibo. Ọ gbasara m. Mana kịta anyị tetego n'ụla, we cannot go back. Biafra must come. Ọkwa must, ọ ga-abịa lele. Ife sọkwa afafa mee maka fa ji ndị a na-emebi obodo anyị, na-edozi befa.
Today, we have not seen anything reasonable from the British government because the person in question this time is not Umaru, but Nnamdi. It's Okechukwu. Anything Chukwu, anything Nnamdi to Britain. You must make sure they never rise. Why I am making this particular speech for a start is so that those of you who think that you have mentors in the United Kingdom should start thinking again. The generation that I am very proud of will be the one to end the colonization from the British right in Biafra land. The British government has brought death to us. They have not brought any civilization. There is no development. It's only death, suffering, corruption, criminality, and what have you. And we thank God that today, many of us are residing in more civilized and sane country in Europe. Britain could not cope with decent countries like the European Union. Because for you to be a member of the European Union, you have a standard. Britain is a very corrupt country. They couldn't cope with the standard of the European Union. They left without nobody shooting gun. Today, the Biafrans are building alliances, and Ambazonia is one of them, in order to make sure that we set example from Africa. And that example, the beginning of civilization, will start from Biafra. Ambazonia has a very important role to play. Every Biafra must understand that during the war, which Britain, the same Britain, supported Nigeria to commit genocide against Biafra people, of where we lost almost 3 million children to hunger, starvation. The people that facilitated that particular hunger and blockade was Cameroon. Nigeria used Cameroon to facilitate the blockade of Biafra. And in facilitating the blockade of Biafra, Ambazonia and Biafra border were used. So this alliance between Biafra and Ambazonia is very, very important for us, for everybody to understand. With this alliance, we have defeated Cameroon, second blockade. We have made friends with Ambazonia for easy access, especially of weapons when the time comes, and every other thing that we use channeled to protecting the both territory, especially the borderline, because Cameroon keep coming there with their terrorists in uniform. During the war,
my people, anybody that does not support this prime minister does not want Biafra. Onye ọbụla kwadoro prime minister mbụ Maazị Simon Ekpa mma eji gbuo agụ. Onye ọbụla sọpọtụrụ ya, onye anwa ada achọ Biafra, ife onye anwa na-achọ bụ ego. Maka na etu nsi kwu na mbụ, aga m erepiti elukwa echi, eji m anya okenye eji afụ ife wee fụ ife na-aga na this agitation. Ụfọdụ bịara ebe a ịkpa ego, ụfọdụ bịara ịchọ fame, ụfọdụ bịa ịma ife na-eme ka fabulu sabotu a. But then we're genuine ones, and this our prime minister is number one. Onye ọbụla amaala ife Maazị Nnamdi Kanu chọrọ for us, kpatala o ji wee nọdụ ebe ọ nọ today, will agree with me that you can never go against our prime minister for any reason, no matter if o mee gị. Because last time they play voice Shetima, oge ọ bụ governor, his audio with Kunle, another governor, leaked. If ọ na-ekwu there bụ na fa laikro ka Babangida, maka Babangida bụrụ onye Fulani, Babangida bụ onye Kwara steeti ka no onye Mina. Ọ sị na ka Babangida si wee treat efe adrọ mma, mana because no onye ugwu na ya gbaalụ gị. So no matter if a prime minister ya mere anybody, man onwere ife ome. Ife ome bụ na ọ na-block all these saboteurs, ọ na-block their avenue. Onwere ife prime minister emere anybody, akama fro. Ọ gwa onye ndu na ya may disappoint ya, and he has never. Ife niile o kwuru ebe a dị in accordance with ife onye ndu chọrọ. Ọ bụ maka ndị obodo a ka maka ndị Fulani. Ambazonian leader ekwugo here, ọ dị na this video na mbido his speech. Ọ sị na these people, the very few, wee na-ego ngwa agha, wee na-egbu ndị mmadụ, instead of ije go medical equipment, equip hospitals, equip schools, which is the basic thing every government in a provide for their people. Provide our people with good homes. Ije na villages, ifuka people si ebi ka monkey n'enu osisi, the way our people lives, some of them enwero bed. Mana ndị obodo a mbinia fana lụrụ ndị befe ụlọ a na-akpọ council flats. Fenye ya ego ị ga-eji wee go basic things like bed, cooker and oven, and every home they wired with gas and electricity. Ịbatazia ị na-akwụ ụgwọ the gas. Enwerozi village like nkirika ụlọ. Mana government, I know what they do, be use the money. And the GDP a na-ekwu okwu bụ ndị Southeast na-egenerate since mmanụ afọ ji dị discovered wee luo tomorrow. Anyị nwe the worst road, anyị nwere the hospitals, no good schools. Ụmụaka nọdụ na class, ụkwụfadị n'ime mmiri. They don't care about your welfare. Rather, ifefa kelu bụ ijere go ammunition. Then during the war, fa block ebe esi ebutela anyị nri, on the Caritas na bufa bute fa bịa land ya n'uli, one field looking kind of airport. But they managed to help us. Ụmụaka wee nwụọ of starvation. That's what our prime minister is saying. Na akọwala unu why eji wee ka jide onye ndu anyị. kedu onye nwere uche ama na ife this our prime minister na-eme no ụzọ our prime minister na afia bụ ọsụ ọfịa ọ na-asụla anya ọfịa o kwulie kita na Ambazonia bụ one of the countries na support anyị Israel a support go nye anyị certificate of their confirmation of a support to Biafra. They have always supported us. And other countries, our prime minister ka chọrọ ịkpafa. Maka na ndị a chọọ agha anụnwa again, a ga-enye efa. That's why that blockade nyela na Cameroon during the war. That's why OJ strengthened this tie with ndị Ambazonia. Ka ngwa agha nke anyị si ebe anwa na-abata. Anyị chọkwa nni esi ebe afọ na-abata. Maka emere ana fasi na fama ebutezi tomato, fama ebutezi beans, fama ebutezi whatever. But our people are farmers as well. They are not letting us to farm. Pụtafebulu AK-47 nye ndị na-achị efi, kpolo efi je na-emebisi farm ndị be anyị. Nke fa na-akpọ economic jihad. Fa na-push governors, why are they sitting at home? Ka eje na-eweta tax from these dirty looking marketplaces a na-enye unu. In fact, ndị be anyị nọ n'afụfụ. Ndị be anyị nọ n'afụfụ. Our people are suffering so much.
Our people died out of hunger, not by bullet, not by bomb. And today, my fellow Biafrans, we have defeated Nigeria in that aspect. They will never ever rise again to put a blockade on Biafra. We now have a neighboring country called Ambazonia. And we are going to support Ambazonia with everything in us. At the same time, using the resources available to engage Nigeria. I want you to understand that we are not just saying this thing to please you, but the actions is already on ground. You can hear on daily basis what we are doing in Bakassi Peninsula. It is as a result of the alliance with us. We will make sure that any terrorist from Cameroon into any territory in Ambazonia, the Biafra forces will attack in defense of the Ambazonia Alliance and Ambazonia people. It is the price we pay for each other. So today, Nigeria will no longer have access to Ambazonia border to use it against Biafra.
Have you people heard it? Oge, somebody no nasi, the person just put emoji of somebody laughing. Or see what is a Biafra business in Ambazonia and Peninsula. He has said it here. Because Nandi Igbo si no akọwaluo egeluo. Ụfọdụ ga na-ajụ si ka ife anyị na-fight ndị Nigeria government na-ejekwa na-fight na Cameroon ma na Ambazonia or Peninsula. Peninsula bụ ebe ndị be anyị ndị Biafra boundary anyị na Cameroon na that side. Just like boundary anyị na ndị ugwu na Makodi or Nsukka, that type of place. Ndị be anyị bi na that Ambazonia end. Oil dị ebe afọ. Maka ọnya ka fa ji anọchisila anyị ife a, and farmer na anyị bụ ndị ada ekwe ndị. Good morning, my brother. God bless you from Germany. Wonderful brother. You are great. I love you guys. You do more than I expect by watching and commenting. I'm saying that everybody must support our Prime Minister. Makana isi Zulioke. He is the only one who may interest Onyendu. He is the only one. Onyendu was asking for 100 men. Where are the rest? BMO, God bless you. Yes, God bless you. God bless you. You are welcome. You are with our flag logo, Biafra flag. We have to advertise this Biafra. Yesterday was the final nail on the coffin. The whole world amalugo na anyị dị very intentional about Biafra coming. I want to go home to my Biafra home, where God has blessed us so much. Ọ bụrụ ndị ọzọ na-ebenefit n'ife Chukwu nyere anyị. Unu ma na ọ bụ na Maazị Simon, our prime minister, he is a soldier na this country ebe obi. Na ọ bụ na ọ nọ na Nigeria fa aka emego kuru kemgbe. Onye ọbụla akpadebe isiokwu, but all because na ọ nọrọ nso. Ka ebe ndị DOS nọ, where are they? Onye na-anụ their voice. Ife anụnwa prime minister anyị na-ekwu kịta, ọ na-anụnụ gị n'ọnụ ndị DOS. Not Chinasa Nworu, not Chike Doziem, not Emma Powerful. When we are saying that there's a casting up, there's a casting down, dragging us back from where we started, making us to go and lick our vomit. We have vomited this Nigeria. We are not taking it back. Enough is enough. They are liars, because the Constitution says in 1914, when this amalgamation took place, that after 100 years, anybody chole pogapo, Nigeria cannot be a trap where you trap people. You go and buy ammunition from abroad and kill them. Then you go and block their own avenue of getting help, which is Ambazonia border. That's why this alliance was made public yesterday for the whole world to see it. You know, all these people that ruled, Margaret Thatcher ruled England, Indira Gandhi ruled India. They are women like me, aren't they? I can even be a prime minister when Biafra comes, but that is not my aim. I'm just saying. So this little one I'm doing, why not? When you see the truth, you have to tell it the way it is. Chukwu nna bi n'igwe mana mmadụ eme ife a ka onye ọbụla nye m penny. Ana m eme ife every morning nkunie, some evening I'll do it just because of my eagerness ka Biafra bịa. Etu o si dị m n'obi. Eso m na one of the Biafran women ọkụ na-agba n'obi ka enweta Biafra taa na echi, maka na mmegbu a adịgo too much. Ka esi emegbu ndị be anyị dị too much. Ndị na-ekwu maka human rights, are we not humans? Biafrans, are we not humans? Ndị a like kwa nkịta, fa na-ekisi nkịta, na-alacha nkịta ile, ma their horses, fa na-ekisi chia, mana ndị ojii gbuo. No, ọ dịgo too much. Onye furu eziokwu nyakwu eziokwu. Even Jesus Christ told us that it is only the truth that will set us free.
In addition to this, we are going to work closely on military and other security architectures, including the economy of both nations, to make sure that whatever we do is for the best interest of the people. The United Kingdom continue to be the devil advocate. But I want to assure you today that the camel back is broken. We have seen recently the way they are running from pillar to pole, telling us they have defense advisor to Nigeria, telling us that Unilever, which is the running helter-skelter because they understand that there is a new sheriff. And I am not a political pressure group. They have come to understand that Biafra have formed a government in exile. They have come to understand that Biafra government in exile is not just a political group like others. We have also formed Biafra Liberation Army. We have formed Biafra resistance fighters. We have formed Biafra Navy. We have formed Biafra Air Force. And all these forces are well armed to the teeth with the best and most sophisticated weapon to defend our land. But the fellow Biafra people, we are surrounded by enemies. Enemies from the north that come all the way from Sahel down to the eastern part of Nigeria. They have no business there. They are not renting our houses. They are not renting our forests. They come by force with AK-47 to kill and despise us. They come to kill our women and children and put them to IDP camp. They come to destabilize our region. They come to change the demography. But today, we have risen up to say enough is enough. And Britain interest can never stand in Biafra land. We will fight this particular time and this particular freedom to a conclusive end. And we are going to do this associated with Ambazonia. Immediately, the Biafra declaration, Ambazonia will have the effect of Biafra Alliance, more than what they are seeing today. So my fellow Biafra and Ambazonia, I thank you all for believing in us and understanding the importance of this particular alliance. In our both nation, we understand we have some political pressure groups who are looking for favor from the oppressors. And most of these people come with a lot of distraction, a lot of propaganda, and we are dealing with them also in Biafra, the same way you are dealing with them in Ambazonia. But I want to appeal to all of you to understand that we don't have time for distractors. However they come, whichever magnitude they come, always ignore them, except when necessary. You can bring your 2 minutes to address their nonsense. But now, going forward, we must focus on arms, collaboration, intelligence sharing, and arms, making sure that our both borders are sealed, and any day the enemy and the defenders come close to the border, they will go back in body bags. That should be our main target going forward. Our alliance is not just going to be on the papers or in the newspapers. It must be followed with actions as we have seen it so far. I'm very, very happy to work with the Ambazonia Governing Council, the people that know what freedom is all about. So, Dr. Chiwayaba, I thank you this evening as we are going to go line by line on the alliance of Biafra and Amazonia. And what we are expecting, of course, most of the important information will not be shared here. It is only what people will be seeing in the action field, in the field. We are not in the era of talk, but in the era of action. I've always told my...
Yes, he said that they are going to talk about the other important matters, not here, which is correct, because you know about a secret pact. That one will be behind closed doors. He will be calling him and they will be talking, but they have made it clear to the world that we are now in alliance with Ambazonia. That is exactly that channel that Nigeria blocked during the war, and Cameroon helped them. So, you know, God works in a very different way. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, our Prime Minister is a great man, a very great man. Anybody that does not support what our Prime Minister is doing, does not love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and does not want Biafra. Because what our Prime Minister is doing is exactly what Onyendu believes in, exactly his template that our Prime Minister is using. This alliance with Ambazonia is the exact thing. Now we have our River Niger being dredged. And the white man, I showed it here yesterday, the white man came and spoke that now the way they have dredged it, the work is still ongoing, that ship can come from China, any country, America, to bat at Onitsha. And once this happens, our people will leave Lagos to the last businessman. And things will be coming ammunitions from Ambazonia. You heard him say it here. I'm just repeating him. I'm not the one saying it. I'm repeating what our Prime Minister said. So, when people are fighting you, you go on pleading with them, calling for peace, and nobody is listening to you. Our Prime Minister have said it here, that no more talking. We are now in action era. You all know when Prophet Blessing, good morning. Sorry you are coming in now. I have been here for 1 hour, 5 minutes now. So, you are welcome. Thank you. I touched on a couple of things. You know, I started with Onyendu's release, the way we have to be praying for him, and why our Prime Minister blocked the one of the legal teams. They are not doing well at all. I talked about everyone praying for Onyendu's health and his release. Then I started with this Ambazonia and the Biafra Alliance. So, in summary, when the man started speaking the second time, he mentioned military and economic alliance. I mean Dr. Cho of Ambazonia. He talked about it, how to strengthen it, and how we are going to be supporting each other, how we suffer the same thing they suffer in the hands of Cameroonians. Now, our Prime Minister made mention of the reason why Onyendu is not being released, because he is not Mohammed or Umaru, because his name is Nnamdi. You all know what that means, because of his tribe. If Onyendu is a man from the north, yes, you were busy, I understand. They would have released him a long time. They won't even hold him in the first place, because Abba Kyari that they held has been released. Sunday Igboho has been released. The only man being detained now is our leader, because of where he comes from. Not just because of what he believes in, which is Biafra. And Biafra is our right. That's what we were before the amalgamation in 1914, which ended in year 2014. But they don't want us to go in peace. So our Prime Minister is saying that that border they shot that time for Biafra during the war is at Ambazonia. And the Ambazonian people now wants to leave Cameroon. Yes. Yes, Ambazonians want to leave. You see how God works. Because that ship, that wharf where they blocked Biafrans during the war is at Ambazonia. And God has made it now that the way the Ambazonians are being marginalized in Cameroon, they also want to leave. And we are finding solace in each other. This alliance started when Onyendu was around. So Onyendu had sympathy for them the way Buhari kidnapped their president that ran to Nigeria to take refuge. You can imagine it. There is no country in this world that will just carry a refugee back to the country where they are being persecuted or being tortured. Only Nigeria. Buhari returned that man back to Cameroon. So Dr. Cho Ayaba is only standing in for that their leader who is now in prison. He is still in prison, just like Onyendu is, and our prime minister is stepping into his shoes. So anybody that doesn't like our prime minister or that attacks him is attacking Onyendu. That person does not want Biafra to come. So yesterday, this alliance was strengthened before the whole world. This very Dr. Cho Ayaba was there on the 20th and 21st of conference in Finland. You can imagine the sacrifice this man is making. That's how God, to show you people that we are children of God. Now that seaport in Ambazonia, we now have free access to it. And the man is promising that this alliance is for eternity. That is going to be for a very long term. The economic, the military alliance. So my people, Biafra is already here. Is here. Because why the president of Nigeria and his vice and Ganduje was talking of peace last week or 2 weeks ago is because they know that we now have what they have. And even our own is stronger. And our gallant men are more powerful than all those tiny, tiny rats they send down. Onwere ifefa ga-eme anybody. Oh, egwu kafa na-eyi anyị. The ume adro these people. Ifufa ka a na-agbagbusi fafa tọgbọnsịa n'ilo ka nwa obele oke. Fa dịka ụmụ rats. Etu a ka our gallant men si ewetufa one by one. And they were even crying. They said that na before ifu Biafra gallant men na fa agbagbugo mmadụ 10 or 20. That they don't see them when they are coming. Fabiano kafafufa. Etu aka ga-esi wee to see afancha until farapo bani, they should go. We are not violent people. I've always said it, that there's huge difference between violence and self-defense. Anyị nwa n'ụlọ onwe anyị, these people na-echesi anyị back into our mother's womb. It cannot happen. So Anyabro violent people, we are only defending ourselves. My people, my cold is coming back. I'm sorry. I have to, it's just lingering. I have to boil my ginger and lemon and drink again. It's blocking my nose. My people, life can be something else. I would like anyone who wants to call to say something to our Biafrans to call. Good morning, Dorado. You are welcome. I don't know if you have to go and listen to this video from the beginning. Like and share, everyone. Share it so that it will go viral and other people will hear. It is you people that is doing the work for me. The only way you help is by sharing it, liking it. When you click the thumbs up, many people will be alerted by YouTube and Facebook that I am on the air. That's what all those signs mean. When you click the thumbs up, the more you click it, the more they alert more people that I am on. So share it. And like Williams that just came now, try and go and start from the beginning to listen to this, because we have said a lot. Thank you, Emenike, for welcoming our people. You people are doing great. It is because of you that I am here every day. You are wonderful. We will get Biafra, and the establishment yesterday was great. It was wonderful. I was so excited and very happy, especially when a very educated man like Dr. Chio was speaking. These are people who know what human rights means, what it stands for. And he is very, very welcoming for us to be using that Ambazonian sea route to get whatever we want. He assured us that this alliance is going to be for eternity. Now the world will see and know that we are not joking. It is no longer when they call us Facebook country or Facebook Biafrans. We are now real. This is the reality of Biafra coming. Let's just remain strong and resilient and donate, because our prime minister said it the other day that we should just donate and let things happen. That time is coming when this donation will all stop. Time is coming. God is wonderful. When the rendition Donyendu, they never knew that God has planned all this, that another person that will take this mantle is there. And our prime minister is very, very dedicated. He's a politician in that country. He's a soldier in that country. He's a barrister. He has his own chambers there. But he has abandoned all this and remained focused on getting Biafra. So let everybody support him in any way you can. Even if it is $1, try and donate. We are 70 million. If we donate $1, it will be $70 million. And you know what we can do with it. So please, my people, I'm going to leave now. I have been here now 1 hour, 15 minutes. So that this video will be easy for those in Nigeria who don't have our people trapped in Nigeria, who don't have the kind of data we have here. Their own data doesn't last for them. If they buy 5,000 naira data, it cannot give them the opportunity to listen to 1 hour video. So my people, I will leave you. I love you all. You are so wonderful. We should be thinking for one another, loving each other, showing Nigeria that we no longer behave like them. Biafra is love. Biafra is peace. Biafra is unity. And Biafra is equity. Anything that is equitable creates many avenues for the people that it is meant for. My people are great people. That's why all these things is all jealousy. That's what it is. Because we are peaceful people. We are loving people. If you say that we come to dominate, building houses in your state, like in Lagos or Kaduna or Kano, is developing you people. But those building those houses should come and develop our place. We need it more than them because we value good things. I love you all, and I will leave you here. Remember, Okoko them said, onye ndị ilo gbaa gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya nche mgbe niile. Ndị Biafra, unu alarụkwa n'ụla. All hail Biafra. Peace, unity, progress, and equity. Bye.